All right. Here in round one, we'll play first. So what can I do with 2 planes? I have got quite a few draws that are good with this hand. We are on the play. We have some expensive stuff, but if I see a green man, I've got Clousodon Yearling. One of our 2/5 drops. I think there's enough draws where I keep this. I mean, beyond the 14 lands I can draw, I've got like 4 other creatures I can draw that I can at least play. So I feel like having a total of 18 things that I can draw that make me happy make this hand satisfactory. I mean, having 14 draws that just straight up help it is also nice. Skirmisher. All right, well, unfortunately we did draw the absolute last card we wanted to draw, as we now have the 2 highest end cards in our deck in our hand. So had I known the top card of my deck, I would have mulliganed. In retrospect, it's still a keep, but yes, very unfortunately a tragic draw on the first as our first draw. But now we're just going to rip a forest off the top and we're going to be perfectly fine. Hey, what do you know? Interesting. Guess we pass. I don't really want to attack into a morph and take more on crackback. If he plays Bathe, I can just artful maneuver, I suppose. It's a bit more of an issue. All right. Well, taking too much damage now. Surprisingly, I didn't get any Return to the Earths or Pinion Feasts. So let's slam a Sky Captain, and then guess I should have swung with the Yearling first, but it's okay. Yeah, I definitely should have swung first in case he's got a combat trick. But I guess if he has a combat trick, I'd rather him play it on the Yearling than my Sky Captain. So it was definitely a mistake, but oof. Ouch. That's ugly. All right. Well, I'm in pretty big trouble now from that play, unfortunately. All it takes is playing a pre-combat spell to really wreck your plans. Unfortunately. I mean, I'll block a Mischief Kieran. I am in no position to play around combat tricks. I am in absolutely no position to play around combat tricks. Not even like a tiny little bit. Well, pretty awful looking hand, I got to admit. This hand did not quite pan out the way I wish it had. Having no plays is pretty disappointing here. All right, we're just going to concede, not give up any more information. Definitely disappointed, but it's my own fault for pre-combat doing that thing that I said I did, whatever it was. Oh yeah, pre-combat playing the Sky Captain and then attacking. Should have attacked with the Yearling, because then if you had the combat trick, you get it. You understand. You saw how I made the mistake. We all saw it. What do we want to do? I kind of want to bring in this Vial of Dragonfire. What do I take out? I mean, I'm doing it based, what, solely on the fact that I would say killing the Mist of Kirin is a pretty good reason to bring in Vial of Dragonfire, and taking out that other guy's not bad either. The Skirmisher, whatever his name is. Maybe I just take out an Artful Maneuver for it. Although we did see 0 creatures that we can kill with Valorous Stance, but that's certainly doesn't mean he doesn't have them in his deck. Maybe I just take out the Artful Maneuver. Could also cut like a Student of Ojutai, but I kind of want to keep my creature count relatively high. I want the Vial more than the Artful Maneuver, just because having targeted removal is better than a combat trick when you're dealing with flyers, I would say. Could take out Honor's Reward too, but he seems pretty aggressive, and life gain's going to be big, I think. All right, let's cut the Artful Maneuver for a Vial and try this again. Oh, Spider Silk Net, actually. Probably not necessary. All right, let's try this again. Would like to play first. This hand's fine. At least have a play this time. All right, it's a good draw. All right, Jamoka Warrior is down. Ooh, Valor Stance, yeah, so I think we just swing and play the Monk. All right, play the Monk. I'm willing to take the 3 and crack back for 4. Trying to think if I'm just willing to make a trade here. I might be. I mean, otherwise I can play the Valorous stance to protect my guy, which isn't bad. I mean, I guess the ideal block is him blocking my Lightwalker, because then I'm pretty motivated to Valorous stance, protect it to kill the Morph and pump my Dragon Bell Monk. Get in for 3 damage. My guy survives, it kills his guy. And I don't have to use Sandblast. So that option is there. But if he blocks the Monk, do I want to put Valorous stance on the Monk? And I'm not exactly sure on that. I guess I could. No blocks. No, that's interesting. So now I think I just want to leave up Sandblast. Although, I guess now we're winning the race a bit too. So I could actually play the Bowmaster to get another guy down, but I think I'm actually just going to leave up my mana so I can block with the Monk. Could have the Mistiff Kieran here. I guess there's a pretty good chance of that. Alright. Well, guess I'm just going to Sandblast the Morph. Although, he could also not attack with the Morph, but I think that's okay too. Well, let's get the Morph off the table. Sunstriker. Well, it's a pretty good one to get. So we go down to 14. There's our 4th land, so I can drop a Bowmaster. So I think I just offer the trade and be willing to do the trade at this point. And drop a Bowmaster and pass. And yes, I am hard casting it. So if he continues the attack, I'm just going to take it this turn. What can he flip with 4 mana? Could be a Tarkir Efreet. I'm going to block with the Monk. A bit dangerous. I mean, he could use a combat trick, but might think. I mean, I don't want to lose my Bowmaster, and if he's going to use, it was the Efreet. So you know what? I'm actually really happy I blocked there because I certainly didn't want to take 6 damage. And yes, he got a 2-for-1, but we're still in an okay position here. I'm going to take the Dromoka Warrior. Yes, I understand I get value from Sky Captain, but we're in a much better racing position at the moment, so certainly not highly motivated to. And he can't even block here, too, which is certainly important to note. So let's just get in. I've got the Enduring Victory for his Behemoth. And it's currently not lethal anyway, although I will bust the Enduring Victory. Because if I don't and I take 8, I could get like collateral damaged or something. So it does seem correct. So I guess I lose to Center Soul. But I don't lose to, well, he has to pay the 2, so I guess we're fine. All right. So opponent's deck is very good. Very aggressive looking. Kind of wish I had like an Erishan Cleric to kind of offset his damage. I guess Dramoka Dune. No, he's got too many flyers. He's playing Glaring Aegis, though, which is certainly worrisome. But I guess we have Pacifism, Double Sandblast. Vial still seems fine. I think we're geared as about as good as I can get. I mean, I guess Dragon's Eye Sentry. Believe it or not, Dragon. Wait, let me think about that. Blocks Mardu Scout pretty well. Does it do anything else? Blocks Dramoka Warrior? Am I on to some Dragon's Eye Sentry tech here? What would I cut for it? I don't know, but you know what? I'm willing to try it. Seeing 2 cards that it's good against, I think there's likely a couple more. Like he could have those Kolagon War. I mean, he's certainly aggressive enough where Sentry could pay off. Is it wrong? It does have Defender. But on the draw for 1 mana, it could put the stop to my opponent I need to buy the time to get to the late game. Is that out of the realm of logic here? It could be. Maybe it's just not good enough. It's good against 2 cards that we know of, but we have... It doesn't stop a Tarka Efreet, I can tell you that much. All right, let's just keep it like this. All right, this hand's good. I mean, we can't play on Offensa yet, but that could change in a moment's notice. Otherwise, I think I pretty easily open up with Herald of Dramoka, I think. Although, admittedly, now I guess I'm a little more tempted to trade off my Lightwalker. All right, we got to play on Offensa here. All right. So I think next turn we're just going to slam a Bowmaster. Could do the Sunstriker, but I actually like dropping the Bowmaster and getting in for 3. I think that's a pretty attractive option. And then next turn I can play the Charger Hardcast. Pump my Kin Tree again. Gonna take the 3 here. Not worth getting combat tricked. All right. So let's play the Charger. Just makes good use of mana and gives us another really aggressive sort of play. And next turn, technically I can play Sunstriker and Dramoka. Sunstriker rather and Dramoka. All right, so Skirmisher Pump. He's tapped out, so his Morph is irrelevant now. Student of Ojutai is not bad either. I've got 6 mana. So I guess technically I can do Student plus Herald. But doing the Sunstriker and getting in for a bunch of damage next turn is also appealing. If I play Herald, though, I do see the issue. So if I smash in with everything, I think he, double blocks Anafenza and takes 6? Does he want to do that? If he does that, then I need to pre-combat play stuff. So I think we pre-combat do... If I pre-combat do Herald and Aven, there's a good chance I could smash in next turn with Aven and get in for likely lethal. So I think we're going to pre-combat do our stuff. It doesn't do combat tricks, but if he does the double block on Anafenza, I want to make sure I get my final big ol' value here. So let's just play 2 creatures. And we'll smash in here. Did the double block I was expecting, which is still okay because we're getting in enough damage where my double strike guy is going to finish it next turn. And he hasn't seen our double striker yet either, so that could be all we need. So, I mean, if he leaves his mana up, I still think the best play on our turn is to unmorph and swing with team. Because if he morph blocks the Herald, I don't know what Skirmisher blocks anyway. If he has a removal spell, he can remove a guy, but I still think Skirmisher is going to be a chump block. And even if he were to, say, have like a War Flare, he could only block 2 of our guys. Which means we still certainly have lethal damage. So I feel like we're in a pretty good spot at the moment. Okay, opponent thought about it for a little bit and then conceded, showed me his hand. Which is a pretty good looking hand. Just was obviously mana screwed. Ooh, Champion of Aershin. Well, I said I'd never seen it played, but now I have. And this being a Sunstriker is pretty nasty with a little Glare of Aegis on it. So glad we got the victory here. Our opponent's deck was certainly good. So a lot of white cards must have been opened in this draft because neither of me or my opponent had a lack of good white cards. That's for sure. All right. We'll see you in round 2.